stars. Our friend Kate Middleton has been showing out this week for the reception of the leaders of South Korea. Oh, we were treated to that lady in red outfit with all the legs on show and the cape and strutting around in those high, beautiful heels. She looked extraordinary. It was a red carpet look. Definitely stole the show, definitely turned heads, including Williams, and I believe that was the whole goal, to get him thinking of her differently, right? Not scowling at her, ignoring her, going away for weeks without her, not living in a different place than her, but locked on to the fact that not only is she an attractive, accomplished woman and mother, but can be an asset to him when he's doing his, public, not just public functions, but like diplomacy wise, right? And you peep the flat bow on the cape. That was very reminiscent of traditional Korean garb, I think, for women. I don't think the men have the flat bow, but I'm not sure. But it was exciting to see, she was in a sea of gray and brown and black and muted colors, right? The diplomacy set is not known for wearing bright colors, right? It's different than a parade or being on a balcony on a, public celebration day. It is much more United Nations negotiation, reception kind of thing. But I applaud the fact that Miss Kate has been getting active, right? As much as there are factors that are beyond her control going on in the world, going on in her relationship, this was a very active stance. It wasn't just sort of watching it happen or, feeling feelings about it, right? We saw those side eyes on that day of remembrance up on that balcony where everyone was dressed in black, right? That was a different moment, right, than the smiling, glorious grown woman vibe that we got at the set of events during the reception of the South Korean leaders. And, I think it's very strategic, in the acting world. If you're not the principal of the scene, right? If this was about King Charles and his, is it queen or queen consort Camilla, receiving that pair of people from South Korea, if they were the principals, if you're not the principal, three things: you cannot wear black, red, or white. What did we see Kate wear in just absolute violation of Hollywood rules? If you're not the principal, you do not wear black, red, or white. But we saw red head to toe. Shoes are gorgeous. The whole styling, beautiful. Real jewelry, incredible. It's a little bit grown because she's not, up there like Camilla. It's sort of like in the debutante world, real jewels, right, are for evening, and they're for people who their beauty has faded. So the jewelry gives them something to be looked at in their appearance, right? If you're, young and beautiful, you don't necessarily need all of that, right? It is part of your role, but I think that, kind of like a Carolyn Bessette Kennedy, she didn't really need all that. It's nice to have access to it. It's impressive, but at her age and considering what she looks like, she doesn't need it. And then for that state dinner thing, Kate Middleton all in white. To me, it was a bridal look. Again, it's going to suck all the attention. Cameras will go right to that bright white. Any other color in the room looks like atmosphere background when that white just jumps and kind of pulls focus away from anything or anyone else in the room. Again, I think very strategic, perhaps also, reminding William that this is his bride. She looked incredible and definitely stole the show, but I fear. You know, Prince Charles has just become King Charles. Is he cool with anyone, especially a woman, especially not from the royal lineage, pulling focus from him? We see how he struggled with that in his marriage to Princess Diana. So was this, was this a play to get William back into her fold instead of, whether it's Earthshot or someone in the country, or, one hears different rumors, but to like really, really kind of reinforce the nature of Kate as an asset to him. I think she accomplished that beautifully. I think the photo set, the footage, A1. It was Hollywood. It was The Lady in Red. There's a film, The Lady in Red, The Woman in Red, The Girl in Red. There's a song by Brian Ferry. He's like a bigger deal, like in the UK, like, like MTV Europe. The Lady in Red is Dancing with Me, and it's very iconic. A woman dressed in red with red shoes. I will tell you, in the States, red shoes have a particular meaning that perhaps was unintended. In the New World, in New Amsterdam and New York, right, when they built the Flatiron Building, that long, thin triangle building, if you were a working woman, a la Pretty Woman, Julia Roberts, the thing that signaled to people that you were available for hire were red shoes. So, that's why, again, in the debutante world, you do not wear, as a young woman, especially unmarried, red shoes. Even wearing red, it's a very powerful color. It's very feminine. It's very strong. But is it your place? Was it your moment to wear white, red in that context? Relatively new king, his queen or queen consort. You are the junior members of that entourage. In the end, will King Charles and Prince William see it as thumbs up, right? We haven't heard public criticism of it. Or is it a situation where, whoever was on deck helping her get that stuff, I don't know if it's like a trunk show, people bring the designs and you choose. If it's an email situation, like in Hollywood, you get to visit different ateliers, or you might have a stylist who brings you stuff, you have a try on, and then you choose your look for a particular event. And most of the time it's lent to you or gifted or something like that. You don't buy it or keep it. You are part of the promotional work of that particular brand or company. So in this case, I would assume that Kate bought that. Which dress was it? I think it was the white one that's supposed to be like $4,500 or pounds or something like that. Not cheap, looked amazing. Very bridal, very Amsala, very, Vera Wang. The sharp shoulder. My one question, we've already talked about, I think jewelry that big and that valuable at her age and with her look, I don't think she needs all of that. It's, gilding the lily. But I do wonder if, there was something being suggested in that sort of white bridal gown that was very, you couldn't miss it. And then for some reason she was seated at the end of the table away from her husband behind a candelabra in a lot of the photos. So you wonder who decided that. I mean, if, you have guests, sure, they're going to be in the center of the table, but the placement of that candelabra, the placement of her, it felt disappointing to me, right? Like, a lot of people who work in Hollywood were camera hounds. We very, very much are aware of where the cameras are. If you can see the camera can see you. If you can't see the camera, then you're being hidden or obscured in that shot. And, she definitely got her camera time. I definitely think they were high impact looks. My question is, were the gloves leather or fabric? I'm hoping they were kid leather. Please let me know if you know. But